Yeah, I guess for me emotionally, it was hard. It was like a burden I wanted to carry, but we didn't have the resources or the skills. So I felt helpless, honestly. And yeah, it's just sort of followed on from there. I've continued in that community response to recovery now. A year later, we still have that going on. So it's heavy. It feels heavy still, and it did then. Yeah, as far as we weren't directly impacted though, but certainly there's a collective trauma and a vicarious trauma that you take on from others. And I'm still trying to deal with that. I think that will be possibly lifelong. It's been a difficult relationship at times, but yeah, I love water. I will always love this river. I actually write poetry, and I've written a poem about this recently. Ever moving, yet at times profoundly still. Lively, yet stagnant. Feared, yet worshipped. An unconscious creator, rising toward destruction.
Over the years, the floods have come, the floods have gone. This last episode is something that is unimaginable.
The gift of life, revoked within moments.
I no longer exist. My entire life and history no longer exists on paper. No photographs, none of my achievements. In one foul swoop, the history of my life was wiped.
Boracay is a small town about 25 k's out of Lismore in the Northern Rivers, being Bundjalung country. The original name was Karachi, which is a Bundjalung word, and it means meeting of the waters. As far as how many floods we've seen, it's countless, but no, nothing like 2022. We cry, a plea to falling skies. Destruction, isolation, demise. We were sort of expecting the ADF to be deployed earlier. They were wonderful. Once they were here, their response was great, but they didn't arrive here till, I think, day 5 or 6, maybe a bit later. It was very much a community coordinated recovery effort, that's for sure. There was little pockets of people everywhere coordinating rescues, and a lot of these people, like flood affected themselves, that got straight in boats as soon as that was necessary and rescued people for days on end.
On the day itself, I only know from secondhand from what people told me because I wasn't actually here. People were screaming to try and find people, so with the mobile numbers that I did actually have, I was trying to contact people for people to be located for families, and through the whole Facebook page, not just myself, but there were heaps of other people doing the same thing. We're out there trying to get supplies in, trying to help the community as best we could, even though we were outside of it at the time it happened.
It was 2 weeks of initially servicing as an evacuation centre where people had nowhere to go. It had become a tent city surrounding the church. The number was given to me somewhere of 400 people over the first few days crammed into the church space. It was then taken over by Service New South Wales, and it just became the hub of recovering and services to help people. I think, it's the time that it takes that no one could perceive, the timing that it was going to take. It wasn't just, sweep out, wash out, clean out, and go again. It was rebuilding homes.
Started with our community, and then we had a lot of organisations that came and have beautifully stayed.
I think we might have... Did you know Donna before, at the beginning?
I'd met Donna
Yeah, a little bit into it. Yeah, so we started doing a barbecue up at the church for Donna, and then I think I heard about you through Donna.
Yeah. The whole experience was a learning experience. It was a very precious time.
I had a friend who had come up from Newcastle who had said, Donna, what do you need? He was a builder. And I said, we need homes rebuilt.
We just really meshed in a way that forged friendships, but also achieved. It was just job after job, even jobs where people had started to renovate and they'd just worn themselves out. They were just had nothing left in the tank, and we could come along and finish it and go, they'd go, oh, that's great. You're taking them from an absolute sense of loss and despair, and you journey with them on it, and you end up taking them to a place of hope. Not that you bang your chest on that, but you think, wow, yeah, what would happen if you didn't turn up, if you didn't answer that call to come up when you got that, when you felt you had that calling to come up?
The volunteers themselves that stepped in out of the generosity of their own time was phenomenally amazing.
The Hub, to me, started off as a collection of volunteers that were community-minded, that was serving just out of a love for others. So with the barbecue, we actually had some of the community come and begin to help us cook and begin to help by preparing salads and making the barbecue more nutritious. And so it was a real meeting place, a place where people could come and get the help that they needed. The task for anyone that's a volunteer is overwhelming. You look at the whole picture and you say, I can't help this. And so it might be not about, I can't solve your problem, but what's a little thing that I can do to show that I care? What's something I can do for you today, right now?
Mother Nature's great equaliser. Enchanting, unrelenting, a force beyond reckoning. And yet captivated still, we seek solace in water.
It could be seen as a paradox to where Coraki being the meeting of the rivers. Through, though tragedy, I do feel that there is a new life building in a community, and that is that coming together. The waters are quelled, and I pray that the community is also, meeting that peaceful place and having that sort of flowing hope. Sad as it is, sad as it's been, there's also a great hope in what it lies ahead for us.
All I can do is just live one day at a time. I wake up in the morning and I think, what am I up for today? And if I'm up for it, I do it. If I'm not, I don't.
Nobody would wish trials on anyone, but there's an old saying that what was intended for evil can be used for good, and I think if people learn that they can love each other despite the trials, then it makes everything different.
For me, water is a healing body. That is where, we are all created and born of water. And yes, it can take life very swift, but it's still a place where I take comfort and where I reset, and where I connect to my town is all centred around this river. We've lost people to this river before, so it's been a difficult relationship at times. But yeah, I love water. I will always love this river.